It's track reviews.
Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd, and it is time for a track review talking about the brand new single that Tierra just dropped. If you guys don't remember, Whack World is easily one of the most off-the-wall, creative, eccentric, and colorful records of last year. Yeah, it's a little off the beaten path. It's a little strange. It's kind of short with the adherence to sort of this 1 minute per song formula that Tierra implemented across the entirety of the LP, but I think she showed a lot of personality and a lot of potential on that record that not a lot of other artists, or at least the kind of potential that not a lot of artists in 2018 did. Do want to give a shout out to the tour that I'm doing this May. Really quickly, a link down there in the description box where you guys can grab tickets if you are interested. It's a West Coast tour. We're going from Vancouver all the way down to California. Of course, Portland and Seattle are in there too. Hope to see you guys out there. And without any further ado, let's get right into the review. The name of this new track is titled Only Child. It's actually 4 minutes long, but who knows? Maybe there's multiple transitions or something in the track. I'm not sure. Basically, you know, as much as I do like Whack World, I have been looking forward to hearing Tierra Whack, you know, expound on her sound and explore song lengths a bit more, I guess, with some newer stuff, because I do think there are a lot of people watching her who maybe did enjoy what she did on Whack World quite a bit, but maybe saw the album as a little gimmicky. I think the true tell is going to be whether or not she can wow people with a single of this length. So let's see what she does. Only Child. Ba-bam. I don't know, man. I love it. I think it's great. Wow. That was really fun. I love this sort of crossroads of emotions and feelings that Tierra Whack's music sits at, that I had a bit of a sense of on Whack World, but given how short a lot of the songs on that record were, it was hard to get like a full view of it. But I love that her music inhabits this really weird lane where it's kind of tongue-in-cheek, it's playful, it's silly, it's goofy, but there's also something that's profoundly sad about it. Like, a lot of the silliness and the playful attitude is almost like a veil just to cover up how unhappy she is, sort of beyond a lot of these feelings on the surface. Like, she's someone who acts out in kind of a goofball manner to mask darker feelings that are sort of hanging beneath that. I'll also say, you know, this track just makes me reflect on how much of a post-Odd Future world we live in, because I feel like without sort of Odd Future coming through and changing things aesthetically and attitude-wise in the way that they did with this younger generation of hip-hop fans, you know, I don't think you would have songs, I don't think you would have records like this. I mean, look, I was harshly critical of a lot of the material that Odd Future put out back in their heyday. But really, at the end of the day, a lot of my issues with Odd Future comes down to a lot of what they were doing musically. However, you know, the ethos of it, the artistic aesthetic of it, the floodgates that they opened as far as like an attitude of creativity and art, I think has been way more significant than the actual music that they made, because I feel like the ethos and the philosophy of that rings through in artists like this, in records and songs like this. Tierra Whack, I think, has really blessed us in a couple of ways with this track, because I mean, it's got like a couple hooks on it, because I feel like the "You must be an only child" bit is like a hook in and of itself. The "darling, darling" bit that follows after that is like another layer of a hook. That's another incredibly catchy moment. And throughout both of these refrains, you know, we have these incredibly smart and funny and playful and quotable lines like, "You turn my heart so cold, I should work at Friendly's." I do think the track drew on a little too long. Like, I think one repeat of those refrains probably could have been cut out, and the rap verse could have been brought in earlier, which was really fun. But still, like, a really quality full-length track. I think she has this incredibly unique voice that, again, it does sound a little goofy and it does sound a little silly, but it does translate some very sad and compelling emotions in a way. I feel like her singing voice has a unique timbre to it that is definitely ear-grabbing and instantly draws your attention to whatever she's singing or whatever she's saying. I feel like her rap delivery has the same quality as well, though it's different enough that it doesn't feel like you're just kind of experiencing the same thing when she's going through a sung passage versus a rap passage. It's almost like you're listening to two different personalities or something on the same track. And vocally, I'm not going to say she's like the greatest singer I've ever heard or the greatest rapper I've ever heard, but her voice has a unique quality to it that just draws your attention instantly, to the point where she can get away with an instrumental like this that isn't super busy or isn't super thick. In fact, it kind of repeats quite a bit, and the sad synth chords that play throughout the track aren't exactly like super bold or the loudest or the most in-your-face thing you're going to hear. This is definitely not the kind of instrumental that carries the song, you know? It's got kind of a very sad, low-key quality to it in such a way where it reminds me of this is almost like listening to the hip-hop equivalent of like an old school lo-fi indie track, like maybe even like a Moldy Peaches type thing. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot to love about this song, and I'm really happy that I to it here with you guys on camera, because it is a really great track, and it does make me look forward a lot to what Tierra Whack is doing in the future. So loving this track. Only Child, fantastic. Linking you guys down below to it. And also remember, the tour dates are linked down there as well. Hope to see you guys out there this May on the West Coast. And that's it. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. You're the best. Anthony Fantano, forever.